Hello, and here's a multimedia web briefing concerning the expected winter weather across north and central Texas today and through this evening. This briefing was recorded around 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. The expected winter weather episode continues to unfold early this afternoon, and sub-freezing temperatures are beginning to spill south across the Red River into portions of North Texas near places like Graham and Bowie. These colder temperatures are expected to reach our far southeastern counties near Cameron and Centerville around midnight tonight. Now, there are several facets to this round of wintry weather across the area, and the main impacts will come from a combination of freezing rain, sleet, and snow. There are concerns that the accumulation of snow and sleet will result in slick and hazardous driving conditions. There's also going to be a narrow corridor for moderate to significant icing, and this is certainly going to result in some slick and hazardous travel, and this will also result in some issues for the trees and power lines. In addition, strong north winds are likely going to cause some issues for areas that experience any type of moderate to significant icing from the freezing rain. And we've certainly been monitoring the latest model output to assess this threat. The strong winds will also result in wind chill temperatures in the single digits and teens across much of north and central Texas. Now, this colorful graphic depicts where we expect the different tiers of impacts across our area. We expect that the highest impacts will generally be along and north of a Hamilton to Hillsboro to Sulphur Springs line, as seen in this magenta shaded region. This is the area where we are most concerned with the potential for the highest impacts due to the accumulation of snow and sleet. Now, this area also has the potential for some thunder sleet or thunder freezing rain. Conditions will certainly deteriorate quickly in regions where this occurs. We do expect the main precip type in this region to shift from freezing rain over to sleet fairly quickly, so widespread power outages aren't really expected in this region. The only exception may be along the southern fringes of this line near the Hamilton, Hillsboro regions. Now, the area in the yellow is where the new model guidance has suggested that we may have to contend with a period of freezing rain. This may result in some significant icing, especially on elevated surfaces such as bridges and overpasses. Power lines and trees will certainly be susceptible to icing as well. Roadways that tend to collect a significant amount of ice will also become problematic, especially if they're untreated. Finally, this area shaded in the blue is where we still expect some impacts, but they're unlikely to be as widespread as areas in the magenta and in the yellow. Now, here's a graphic for the approximate timing of winter weather. This is not an absolute, and these numbers are just estimates for times in which we think temperatures will be sufficiently cold for some type of wintry precip. Areas across the northwest are already falling below freezing, and there have actually already been a couple of reports of sleet up in far northern Grayson counties. And we think that areas further to the south and east will gradually slip below the 32-degree mark as we head into this afternoon and certainly into the evening hours. As mentioned before, by midnight, most of north and central Texas should be below freezing, and we expect that most of these areas will be experiencing some type of freezing or frozen precipitation. So here's a brief summary of what is expected to unfold across the area. For the evening rush hour, areas along the Red River, including but not limited to the Sherman, Denison, and Denton metro areas, will likely begin to experience some impacts from the wintry weather. The evening commute for the DFW Metroplex, Killeen, Temple, Waco areas should be just fine with wet roadways expected. Strong winds will overspread the area by around 5 p.m., where a wind advisory goes into effect for all of north and central Texas. Now, as we head into the late evening hours around 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and through the overnight hours, that's when temperatures will really continue to fall below freezing. It's during this time that we really expect to realize impacts from frozen and freezing wintry precipitation. Most untreated road surfaces will likely become icy, especially those bridges and overpasses. Areas that experience thunder sleet or thunder freezing rain will have the possibility to experience locally higher accumulations. With areas that experience thunder sleet or thunder freezing rain, we'll start to see impacts to the power infrastructure, and this will likely be along that corridor from Nearland Passes to Waco to Athens. Now, the Thursday morning rush hour across much of north and central Texas will likely be dangerous, as slick and hazardous road conditions can be expected. Strong winds of 20 to 35 miles an hour with gusts to 40 miles an hour will result in pretty low wind chills. These values will be in the single digits and teens. These strong north winds will also be very hazardous to any power lines or trees that have collected a significant amount of ice due to freezing rain. Thank you for joining us for this multimedia web brief. For more information, please visit our webpage at www.weather.gov/Fort Worth. You can also follow us on social media as indicated here in this banner. If you got questions or comments, please email us at sr-fwd.webmaster@noaa.gov.